My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arake Galadirthan, and welcome back to Dunland and Middle-earth as we continue on with Dunland's campaign. Last time we defeated a Breeland army over here in a fantastic little battle, and we're now able to siege them at Thaabad. As some of you have pointed out, this will draw us into the large army that's currently defending the Dunedain castle. So we may want to try and seek a peace with them. I believe we currently are still at peace with them, actually, sorry. But they might rise up and attack us from there. So we've got to watch out from the Dunedain, because once we take Thaabad, I don't think we're then bordered... oh no, Bree does border us at Ferrador, sorry, and then we've got the Dunedain on the west. So they might come in and attack us. We've got to watch out for that. We ceasefire with Edward after taking Valle from them, and we've then got the two Isengard armies that is going to be the focus of today's events, as we're going to beat both of these back. We're also really hoping that Dunyard rises up, so that we can again sneak it, even if we have it for a turn. I mean, it just gives us something. And then we need to merge these armies together and run south and try and hold it. With these two armies combined, with the trash from that one and the strength from that one, we can hold at Dunyard, I have no doubt. But we need to kill Isengard off first. And that just brings me to the village. I've been saying for ages now, how on earth do you pronounce this word? And I thought, no, I'm actually going to look it up. I'm going to spend the time. And what I can gather is that I believe this word to be Gaelic, and I think it means town. But the most prominent location that I could find this word is in a famous Irish folk song called Oro Shedavatho Valia, where Valia is the way they pronounce that word at the end. But in the folk song, it's written A-B-H-A-I-L-E. So there's only one L and there's an A at the start. But it's the closest that I've found. And Valia kind of makes sense to me. So I'm going to call it that. Many of you in the naming suggestions said we should name it after Enthor because he gave his life somewhere, I think in that battle up there. Yes, but the fact that I can't even remember where he died suggests to me that perhaps he's not worthy of remembrance. So I'm not going to call it Enthor. And now that I've learned how to say it, I might just keep it as is. Because, of course, I don't like places just being called town, if indeed that's what it is. But in the song, O Ro Shedavathovalia, that means welcome home. But that word, spelt out as it is, seems to mean town. And I don't really like that. So, obviously, all of the Sindarin, about 95% of the Sindarin place names in this game that aren't canonical from Tolkien himself, I wrote them. And I'd never call anything just town. It would always be something. A classic example of this, if we just toggle Fog of War, and I bore you all for a brief moment, I've talked about it before, but I'll talk about it again, is Caras Nernaled. Caras Nernaled means City of the Three Waters, and I named that. Caras is attested from Caras Galadon, and that's where we get that word from, and so it's used in most fan fiction naming conventions for Sindarin, because we know it means city or walled city. Often it's taken to mean that as well. So Caras Nernaled, and Nernaled literally just means three waters. That is quite literally what it means, although it's waters three, because they do it backwards. But whereas I could have just called it Caras, which would literally just mean city or town. Obviously, we do have a Caras, but that is a different language. That's not Sindarin. Yeah, that's what the second R denotes. So I don't have anywhere that's just literally called town. I would have called it something town or just something else. So I'm not overly keen that Valia's meaning is town. So maybe we should rename it, but I hadn't seen anything that I liked. So perhaps if we get another general die, we'll name it after that in due course. Well, let's end the turn and hope Isengard rises up at Dunyard and attacks us at Byerig. Oh, and Bree's coming for it on the bridge, but they're not going to win that. So that's a nice little easy win for us. A success. Reginard. Now, this time, we have the bridge, and the bridge is going to serve us wonderfully well. And they are bringing just Breeland trash, as is to be expected. It's a shame, though, because I love Bree. Don't we all just love Bree? I know I've mentioned how much I love Bree, but you watching along, do you love Bree? You should do, because they're cool AF. They're the proper underdogs of the story. The Enedwythians aren't really the underdogs, because they're so unknown, you don't really have that connection to them. Whereas if you read the books or you watch the films, you actually spend time in Bree. You get to see some of the Breelanders. And of course, if you've read the books, you know that Bree also, it doesn't really feature in the Scouring of the Shire, but we know that they had to have, the ruffians were based in Bree before they then moved to the Shire. So Bree plays a part in the story, which means that you can get behind it in a way that you can't really with Enedwythe, in my opinion. Right, so we've got pikes on that side. Now, bridges don't tend to favour pikes as well. The enemy's always just trying to blob through, and it causes problems. But if we can, we want to try and make use of these stone throwers. The stone throwers seem to... In some of the battles we've fought, they have had obscenely high kills, and they are far and away the strongest unit in our army. And then in other battles, they'll kill maybe 15 or 20 people each, and you just think, why do we even bring you along? You just don't do anything. You are useless. But hopefully in this situation, with this setup, with the bridge free and directly in front of them, and with no blockages or problems or spillages or anything like that, hopefully they'll do all right. So I think that's a good little setup.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Let's go for it. You aren't running away. I told you not to run away, didn't I? Yeah, good. Right, so the enemy's going to come through. Oh, archer militia first. Oh, that's a shame. They're going to stop and start shooting at us.
The tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Right, that's pulled their melee forces in. And at least stop the archers for a short time. Oh, no, they're coming for it again. What on earth is going on here? Why are they just shooting at me? Cross the bridge, you bastards. We're fortunate here because archer militia suck. And it's raining, so they're not going to get that many kills. But whilst we can, let's just send our most elite unit in to try and really thirst their way through them before the melee forces pull up behind. It annoys me to no end that they're able to do that shooting thing. I know I talk about it all the time. I know, but it does genuinely annoy me to no end. Right, there we are. Now their own forces are getting in the way of their archers. That should give us a bit of a reprieve.
The enemy general abandons his...
Oh, well, that's the captain going. Good to see. Have you added more troops to the archer line? No, you attacked me! Come across the bridge, you lazy
We've
bastards!
captured the enemy's general. That'll teach their
Oh, why are you on
dog to
runaway?
turn
I told
tail
all
and
three of you
run.
not to run away. Right, if you need to, you guys are going to have to charge in on the sides, I think. Wait till we get a bit of a bigger blob. There we go, they've started to hit the pipeline. That's what we want to see. We've got some already running away. I think you can come out of defense. You can charge in. And let's charge the others with you. I think we might be able to force a rout here. Of epic proportions.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
No, we haven't forced a rout. And all we've done is lock most of our forces in. But we have got them up to 50%. So I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, today's episode is likely to only be 30 minutes long because it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. And today I'd like to cry for 15 of those minutes so that you don't get to see them. So apologies for that. I don't know why I apologise all the time. I put the videos up whenever I bloody want to. But no, today's one will only be 30 minutes because that's as long as I'd like to play the game today. It's warm and I'm keen to not be sitting right here. High five. Right, Reginard is the one that's going to give us grief, isn't he? And in fact, Reginard is the one probably giving us grief. So let's try and... our push didn't work, as we've seen.
Only half the enemy force remains.
So let's just try and clear a path so that you guys can then throw stones into the back line. Get yourselves out of there, bandits. Come on, move out of the way. Well, the sellswords just charged into the stone throwers. Right, as well, so that didn't work. I mean, we're going to win. This is an easy win already, but...
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time
the
to
sellswords
face
will
the
probably
attack.
claim quite a lot of our lives is the only concern. But if we can just sort of mash into them, mosh into them. What are we on to? 50% of us have paid our lives for this.
For the moment, the fortune of only half our force remains.
That's the sellswords, and they're doing very well over there, aren't they? Even when we've got them completely surrounded, we just can't kill them. Oh, the stone throwers did use all their stones in the end. Alright, cavalry, let's get you back over here. 95%. They're probably winning decisively is the other problem now. Oh, merchant militia's broken. Oh, sellswords wavering. Sellswords are wavering. Get in there, Brennan, man. I know he's not called Brennan, but they are called Brennan's Guard, aren't they? Something's still fighting. The general must be the only thing left alive now.
Our men have captured the
There
enemy
we
general.
go.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
827. We did kill nearly 2,000.
Only the mightiest of generals.
That's just shy of 700, and that's just shy of 1,200. So all told, it's about 1,820-ish, something like that. So we did get a good number. 210, 234. Didn't really use the game plan to the best of its ability. That's the problem there, though. Yeah. Well, I saw the routing symbols. I mean, that's entirely on me. But I saw the people that were running away. And I thought, let's try and capitalize on that. We killed the captain already. So let's rush all our forces in, try and send a shockwave through them. But of course, sellswords have a higher morale. And with Reginard sitting there bolstering them.
Glory,
He's keeping them
honor,
happy, isn't he?
victory.
Let's just sack it. Right, so now the defense of Thaabad begins. We need to reshape the garrison here. It's going to be attacked a lot. So let's try and beeline for the militia garrison building, because we're going to want those free units. And then we'll just defend the high walls of Thaabad. We'll try and build an army that's designed for the defense there. Stakes, we don't have anything that places stakes till the very end game, so that's written out. So pikes, archers, things like that. Yes! Dunland is rising up against our cavalry guy. Oh, thank you so much, Dunland. I was hoping you'd be that stupid. Because this is our Frecklingia Harriers. And this is an Urukai Archer Company. And the Urukai Archers don't like cavalry. If you're interested in the Irish folk song, I'd recommend listening to it. But it's it's like a thumpy one. And it's very, very, very good. And they sing along. The Dubliners have a version of it. If anyone's familiar with them, yeah, I would hope so. Well, I mean, why? Listen, you can enjoy whatever music you like. But I like the Dubliners. But it's a good, like, war dirge, which is exactly what it is. From my understanding of then just researching this one song. Oh, no, come on. Come on, no. Oh, don't tell me we're going to bloody well lose this because of the freaking game's mechanics. Look how many we're losing in the charges up.
Only the enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Go back before they can do anything to...
Good tidings.
There we
enemy
go.
General
Now we're going to do it.
If we continue like this,
We're gonna
we
do
will
it.
smash the enemy.
Yeah, I get so lucky with its shots. It's so frustrating.
Behold how our the enemy are
37 we
vanquished.
lost.
This is
30 bloody 7. If that were me, and that was my army of archers, they would shoot the AI charging towards them, the cavalry. They'd get maybe a few kills. And then the enemy would hit them. They would then take forever to recharge, to reload, knock arrows and loose. And we would kill almost none of them. Obviously, we'd lose as well, in the same way that they've lost. But we would lose almost none of them. 1,500. We don't really need to sack it. We could just occupy it. But, no, we will just occupy it. It is ours after all.
We must make a stand.
Right.
We are besieged.
Oh, the Byreg army didn't attack us. But they will do. And then once they've killed... We could just rise up and kill them, actually. But it's easier to defend the city. So it seems folly to stretch our hands. Oh, Enadwaith are coming for Valia. I don't know if it's a harder V or not. And in the Dubliners iteration of the song, he says Valia with a W. But who knows? It always baffles me. The only thing that baffles me is Gaelic doesn't have its own alphabet, right? So it uses the Roman alphabet as most I don't know actually. Most languages do, don't they? Isn't Roman alphabet the most common? And I would have thought. Yeah, particularly because like all of South America uses Roman alphabet. Yeah, I feel confident in saying the Roman alphabet is now the most common in the world. But anyway, Gaelic uses the Roman alphabet, and it has sounds that we have in, say, English, for example, but it doesn't express them. In its rules just don't seem to logically follow along. So what I mean for that, let's take this song, Old Roche de Vathovalia. When I say she in, say, Cuban or in Spanish, is CHE. And most people would look at that and say, yeah, that looks like that. Or even an SH approximates that sound as well. But in Gaelic, it's SE with an accent. And you just think, but there's so many other languages that use this same alphabet that have that same sound, and they represent it in a way that they've kind of collectively agreed on, and most people can read that and say, yep, that's exactly what that says. But Gaelic's like, no. We're going to use letters that you're familiar with, but we're not going to make them mean anything like what you are used to. And I just always wonder why they didn't just adapt it to use letters that most people then knew. And like even this is all just coming from listening to this one song, and which is entirely in Gaelic. And even I'm reading the lyrics while he's singing it, and I just think, how on earth are you getting those sounds from these letters? Why didn't you just make up your own language, make up your own alphabet? Or why do the sounds just approximate nothing like any other language at all? They've just taken the Roman alphabet and gone, we're going to use these, but none of these are going to mean anything like you know. And the reason I find that bizarre is because when they adopted the Roman alphabet, they must have ascribed certain words and sounds to certain letters based on the way that those letters were introduced to them. So if we take as read that the Roman alphabet's base fundamental sounds come from Latin and even, say, English don't have that much. They're not miles apart. You can look at a Latin word and you can have a good guess at how it's pronounced. There are one or two rules that would fly in the face of what you may know as an English speaker. But generally speaking, you'll look at the Latin letters and they will make some sense. So how did the Gaelic peoples, when writing was introduced to them and Latin letters became the norm, how did they look at what the Romans were saying and just think, yeah, we'll just put an accent on that and it makes a totally different sound? That makes complete sense. For example, SE in Latin, in English, in anything would be pronounced as like say, for example, or see, or something like that. Even in Latin, which is the language we're taking this all from. But they slap an accent on it and suddenly it's pronounced Shay. And you just think, well, just spell it as Shay. Just use their other letters. Church begins with a sh sound. And just use that. I don't know. I don't know language enough. And if I was talking if I had a wider audience, there were some linguist purists out there, they'd been frothing at the mouth and getting ready to type out in the comments about how ignorant I am. But as a casual human, I look at it and I just think, how did you settle on these bizarre rules? Right, with the addition of Thaabad and Dunland, even though we only hurt for a turn and we are going to lose it again, I wonder if there's anything here that we don't really need. We could just make a quick buck off of. The only thing I'm really thinking is they kept our ancillary training grounds. Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna stick you.
Interesting that Radluck didn't attack straight away. Isengard is getting quite powerful. I feel like we probably should rise up in Byerig. I don't think we can risk that man besieging us for much longer. Oh, and Gordon came of age. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, let's rise up then, because we've just gained a free unit even under siege. I do like it with those little sneaky tricks. Right, you train you, and let's get you up to Thaabad. It's looking like Thaabad's going to be... Bree is certainly coming back for it. How likely... Oh, you're really highly middlemen. Oh, dear, yes, you are. Do we go with the Dune, or do we go with the Frecklinga? I think we go with the Dune. We can't train it yet, because we need the militia garrison. And I think we should get the second tier of that as soon as we built the first. Yeah. So don't worry about building anything here for now. We're going to wait on that. So let's rise up against this Isengard army.
Yes, my lord.
And then we can go over and... Why are we that outnumbered? No, yeah, we definitely want to rise up against this Isengard army then, actually. Because the crossbows and the pikes will be very good in the city. We are killing off some of their elite units that they were given for free.
Muster your courage, men.
So, with victories in battles like this, it means that Isengard's initial strength is being chipped away at as they're wasting these better units out here in the wilds. We've got to watch for the crossbows, and we've got to watch for the pikes, and we don't have any cavalry of our own. Although, actually, having said that, they are sure that they're going to win, so maybe we should have stayed in the city. Right, get out there, get out there. So we've got pikes, we've got raiders. They don't have a general, which is in our favour, and they've got 2 mounted units, and we have got 2 pikes. They've got the Orc Hunters, and they've got a small Berserker company, but not much to be too afeared of. Right, the crossbows have moved forward. It's those pikes that are going to give us the jip. And speaking of pikes, if one of you goes over here, and one of you goes over here, we'll manoeuvre them to take out the... Yeah, let's charge them forward into the crossbow line. Our own crossbows can come and just start shooting whatever you can shoot at. And we'll move those up behind our support there. And actual general, go on that right-hand side. Backup general who just came of age, go on the left. Alright, when they attack them, how much is that going to cause them to go into a bit of a panic? No, they seem to just be abiding it, which is brilliant, because their cavalry isn't moving.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Right, move. Those Uruk-hai Raiders are going to go, but the Warg Marauders should be getting mowed down, I would have thought, at the moment. So you guys are keeping the crossbows busy, and you're going to come and help over here. Now, the cavalry finally decided it wasn't a good idea to just let itself get killed off. Try and overwhelm them with numbers. Try and overwhelm them with numbers. Come on! Berserkers, get over here. Hit those raiders. The Uruk-hai pikemen have moved to the back. I really, really, really want our crossbows to shoot at their own crossbows. Oh, their pikemen, sorry. To such a degree that if you can bait across their pikemen. Frakalinga Hill Riders are still alive. Are you able to do that? Because you are pretty good pikes, it has to be said. Oh, there's no way you just almost... There's 15 Frakalinga Hill Riders, guys. Come on. Let's not be silly about this. It's only 12 now. Yes, go on, go on, go on.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Oh, that's lovely. And another one, point blank. Right, they're on the Berserkers. It's our pikes versus our pikes. Who is who? You just don't know. You just don't know. Right, come down to here and hit these crossbows. Ah, Clan Spearmen are finally on the run.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Good, 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 good. He should be able to kill those, no trouble. We're probably killing a few of our own men here, but...
We've lost half of our men.
If we can surround those pikes, they might break. They don't actually have, like, insane morale. They are known to break. Oh, I think our pikes lost to their pikes. Oh no, we won, but just barely. That's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
How our cowardly foe runs.
That's a bit unfair. We had the same number as them.
We have won here today.
This is the sad tale that we're going to see fighting Isengard, is that it's 1-for-1. So every one of their orcs we take down, they will at least kill one of ours. I mean, that battle's a bit skewed because they did have 3 units there that had 7 or higher experience, which is difficult to take as a wildman banded force. But if we can pool our army and get down to Dunland, if we can trap him in Dunland, that fellow who's about to die taking it back, if we can trap him in there, that would be brilliant. That would be brilliant, he says as his voice breaks.
Victory!
That would be brilliant, that would. That would be smashing fun. You are building a militia garrison. Do we really want to waste money on a militia garrison here? Yeah, because I do worry that we're going to have a bit of a to and a fro for a while. So yes, do that. And also, I was going to retrain you, wasn't I? But I'm feeling...
Your orders, my lord.
I'm gonna stick you!
Gordon, you go and stand over there.
Yes. Have a taste of my blade!
And then when they rise up, Gordon's there, ready to help. Ready to support. Good old Gordon. Right, where is our diplomat?
My lord, what is it you wish to discuss? I must say... Good day to you.
We are not impressed. There was a suggestion, and I did actually think it was quite a good one.
Yes. Tomorrow's
of possibly
journey
taking
planned
Austin
out.
Hill and then selling it to Khazad-dûm. Which, because look, it's got no garrison at all. We could nip in and get it, and we could sell it to them for a heap of money because they're very
Yes,
wealthy,
my lord.
Khazad-dûm. And I think that's probably a good idea, actually. But ideally, first, we want to just get a defensive position set up at Dunland so that we can let these backwaters grow. Like, Thaabad is such a profitable region already, as you can see. We desperately want to keep this. It gets a trading post, which is a unique building for a certain nation, I can't remember who, and it gets the fishery, which is unique for Enid Wythe. So giving it, now that Enid Wythe have owned it for a few turns, they've built some of their own improvements there, which helps us greatly. And because of the high middleman culture, that's a nice one. That is a nice one. That is indeedy. Right, let's see if Isengard are going to attack Dunland. But I think that is a good idea, taking Ostenithil and selling it to Khazad-dûm, because Khazad-dûm can hold it. The orcs might be a bit pissy with us, but they won't border us anymore, so they won't care. And they'd have to take Khazad-dûm down first. But it does risk us then potentially... Oh, Enid Wythe, come on. You're being attacked by so many people.
My lord.
I'm not going to fight this, I'm afraid. I know it's only 26 or 27 minutes or something, but it's all you're getting today. And be thankful that you are. Captain Hundad. Are we going to hold against Hundad? Absolutely not. Enid Wythe Marksman, Enid Wythe Guardsman, Mochaini and Baxtoy, two of them. One does... That is an almost the most elite an Enid Wythe army can be. We are not going to win that. But I am going to end the episode there. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. There'll be a Reunited Kingdom one, yes, tomorrow, but there's another Humankind episode on Thursday. And you can win another copy of Humankind. So do stay tuned for that. But otherwise, until we speak again, Navair Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.